Good morning. Okay, today's my last day here in Cuba. I'm heading home. And so today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I don't normally talk about on this channel because it is so depressing to be sick. It's so depressing to be ill. And it is so super, your attention is constantly riveted to your symptoms because they're so overwhelming and uncomfortable. But when is the last time you had fun? Like real fun. When is the last time you felt free? So think about that. Can you capture that from a movie? Can you remember a movie that makes you feel light and fun and free? Can you remember a book that makes you feel light and fun and free? Can you remember a time back in like high school or the day that makes you feel light and free, and maybe you were playing a role, or maybe you can see yourself in another role? So if you can try to imagine yourself, this is kind of strange, as a protagonist of a movie, maybe your favorite comedy or romantic comedy, something completely different than illness. Like, we're not going to be Rocky here, we're not going to be, Bruce Willis in Die Hard, we're not going to be anything, Tom Hanks on Castaway, we're not going to be anything that we actually relate to. We're going to be something completely different. Like, can you think of yourself as a silly protagonist, a happy protagonist? Could you relate to a character in a funny book or a funny movie, or a time in your life that was just funny and you acted out of character, or you were testing and trying new things and you felt completely like different and free, and you were trying things on, and you were trying different personalities on. And I'm just going to walk as I talk here because I have to catch my plane this morning and I want to make sure I get my walk in. Anyways, can you think of a time that you were either so light and free and happy, maybe you were, had a friend and you guys were, being silly or acting crazy, or you saw a movie and there's a protagonist that reminded you of just being so funny and you related to, and you would laugh and laugh, or read a book and a character and you would laugh and laugh, or anything like that. Can you relate to anything where you like felt silly and giggly and laughing, and you could lose yourself with this like freedom and laughter and fun and silliness? And okay, so if there's anything like that, just hold on to that. Put yourself back in that memory, in that position when you were that person, or use the character from a movie or a book and pretend you're that character. So go around for one day pretending you are the you that was like funny, silly, free, back in the day, no sickness, blah, blah, blah. Just pretend that you are that you. You just transport yourself to that time and place. You are her. Or a character in a movie. Just imagine yourself being her. You are that character. You are that fun, silly protagonist, whatever. Or from a book or any other thing like that. You are that character. You're that silly protagonist that you relate to, that laughs, that gets into all these, hijinks and whatever. So I want you to imagine yourself this character for one day, and just allow yourself to live vicariously through either an older version of yourself, or maybe you have a friend who's just so funny and silly, or an aunt or somebody in real life that is just so like free and silly, and you wish you could be. Just imagine being them. So you don't want to be yourself right now. You want to be that person. You want to be the opposite person. And the reason we want to do this is because we don't want to be ourselves anymore. Our body has trained us to be dismal and look on the dark side, and the body has trained us to do all these things that is not who we truly are. And we can't access that fun, loving side. We can't access that silly side. We can't access that freedom and that sense of laughter. We don't even know how to access it anymore. So we need to tap into it through somebody else, through a memory of our older self, through a person in our life that we love or admire or think is so funny, or a character on TV, or a character in a book, or whatever. And we need to actually just try to become that person. What would that character do? How would that character handle that situation? Can you sashay into a room, full of confidence? Could you make a funny joke? Can you, I know this sounds ridiculous, guys, when you are sick and suffering, but that is the point. We want the opposite of sick and suffering. We want the opposite of feeling suffering. We want to feel light and joy. Can you go watch a movie? Can you watch the movie of the character? Can you read the book of the character? Can you call up that friend? Or that person in your life who's just so free and funny, and just let them talk? Can you just soak in? Can you soak in the laughter and the goodness and the freedom of the other person, and instead of putting it through your filter and saying, it's so sad because I can't have that, I don't have that, I'll never have that, and then just feeling worse about yourself, can you just imagine that's you? You are that person, right? And just allow yourself to be that person for one day. Try. No matter how much your mind tries to rivet your attention back on your symptoms, and feeling sorry for yourself, and feeling depressed, and feeling hopeless, and why me, and no matter how much your mind tries to rivet its attention back on your symptoms, don't let it. Just say no. I'm going to be this character. I'm going to be this person. And I am not me today. I'm somebody different, somebody filled with light and joy. They would never even recognize these feelings of hopelessness and despair. And the character has to be so far out there, or the person has to be so filled with light, that they would never even recognize the feelings that you're feeling, right? Because that didn't even used to be you. So you want somebody who's so opposite and fun and filled with joy and laughter and light, that they wouldn't even recognize or know how to feel what you're feeling. And thank God, because no one, not including you, should ever have to even feel the kind of suffering that you feel with chronic illness or pain. So, be that person for the day. Allow the light in, because you're not you, you're somebody else, and try it on. Try it on like a costume. See how it feels, see how it fits. Even if you can't do it for a full day, commit to it for a half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, and don't break character. Pretend you're in a movie, pretend you're doing a play, pretend you're on stage, you're getting paid, Steven Spielberg is watching you, it's being filmed, and you literally have to transform into that character, okay? Become the character, become an actor. You must try to act your way out of this. Act your way into a character who is so funny, so filled with joy, so the opposite of everything that you feel, somebody who you can relate to, who you used to be able to relate to, and who you want to relate to. And even if you never truly want to be that character because they're so far out there, just take it on. Wrap yourself up in this character and try it on. First for 10 minutes, then for 15 minutes. Try it, commit to it for an hour, 2 hours. Just don't break character, whatever you do, and see how it works, see how it feels. See if your mind can take away being riveted on your symptoms and actually be riveted on playing the character, being the funny character, being the protagonist who is filled with goodness and love and hope and all the good things that you want. Okay, so this is my goal for myself today as I leave Cuba. And I know looming is going home, looming is going home, and my house and everything that reminds me of illness and chronic illness. And I am going to commit today to walk into my house as a character, as a different person, and see how that is. And I urge you to give it a try too.